May 2nd, 1970. Bad weather, low visibility, and lack of fuel. Captain Ballsy DeWitt has no choice but to ditch his plane in the Caribbean Sea. No footage exists of this incident, but our dramatic animation shows what the plane might have looked like as it slammed into those turbulent waters. Here's how the pilot describes what it felt like to be in the cockpit at that life and death moment.
My first contact with the water was quite smooth, and it wasn't too long after that the rest of the airplane was starting to make contact with the water and starting to get heavy drag, that an extreme amount of vibration in the cockpit. The instrument panel was vibrating so that I couldn't even read it.
But how did this flight end up in such a dire situation? After failing to land at St. Martin's Juliana Airport in bad weather, Captain DeWitt decides to divert, first to the nearby island of St. Thomas, then to St. Croix, when he finds out it's even closer. But as the plane is climbing away from the airport in a torrential downpour, there's a problem.
My navigator said to me, "Ballsy, my God, look at the fuel gauges."
Because of the wind, the turbulence, and the conditions, the airplane was rocking back and forth as it was climbing. The fuel totalizer was spinning.
I told him not to worry about it because I considered it was probably being low on fuel to begin with, these turbulence is sloshing up and down the tanks might cause this.
But at 6,500 feet, warning lights indicating low fuel pressure illuminate, and Captain DeWitt knows just how grave this situation has become.
He talks to the controller. How far are we from St. Thomas? I got 5 minutes of fuel. I'm not going to make St. Thomas.
I briefed the crew that we will keep going to St. Croix, but we were going to set up for a possible ditching. It's dark, it's overcast, it's raining, and the sea is very angry. A lot of white caps, the swells were quite enormous, and I had heavy winds.
All of Captain DeWitt's years of experience are about to come into play. As he descends, he eyeballs the 10 to 15-foot waves and chooses one, knowing full well he has to land on top of it rather than into it, or the plane could break into pieces. Time of impact, 3:49 p.m. Unlike U.S. Airways Flight 1549, which skimmed across the top of the Hudson River, this plane bobs in and out of the waves. Incredibly, Captain DeWitt says the plane continues to function while in the water.
The aircraft was rolling to the left and was in already a high degree bank, well around 30 to 35 degrees. All I did was start flying it like I would in the air, and it rolled out level, and the minute it rolled out level, I sort of popped to the surface just like a cork.
Not all have survived the impact, but those who do escape into shark-infested waters. It's an hour and a half before rescue helicopters begin arriving on the scene.